Hello everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly update video for RS3. Now this week we have a new Marketplace outfit and progression newsletter, but I will say I checked over a lot of things. It is primarily a patch week for those who are curious. We will get to the patch notes pretty quickly because, of course, there is the new outfit as per what was said. It is a ceremonial Jin Marketplace sale. So you can get this visual override in the Spotlight tab for 470 rune coins for free to play, or 423 for members. Why it's an odd number, I don't know. But the purchase will unlock for the wardrobe tab in the customization interface. It consists of the head, top, bottom, gloves, and boots. There is the combat beta that is actually currently gone live too. So, if you want to take part in this beta, and I highly recommend you do, to get started, if you're using the Jagged's launcher, it does say click this link. The link will load the launcher, then start loading the beta, logging you in automatically. And if you are not using the Jagged's launcher, you can click this link that it has here, then log in as normal. But this is on first login, your save file is imported into the beta, and you can re-import your save into the beta once per hour. Once you have played around in the changes for a bit, you can share your feedback at the Combat Beta channel in the official Discord. This dedicated beta thread on the RuneScape subreddit, which there's a link to that official subreddit. But once you are done with the beta and you want to go back into the live game, this is how you will do it. With the launcher, you can close the client you're using. Right click the Jagged's launcher in the bottom right corner, of course. Click exit, wait a few seconds, and then load the launcher like you would a normal. Without the Jagged's launcher, close the client you're using, reload the client as normal. Hopefully down the road this will get a little bit more streamlined where you can just select the beta. I don't know why they have it in such a roundabout way. Your end of year newsletter. So there is the newsletter that is going out and perhaps some inspiration for 2024 goals. But they'll be sending out these reviews at the end of the month, so you still have time to opt in here, which they have a link for that as well. There is stuff about the communication preferences. If you do opt in, make sure you do have it selected that you can be sent offers, news, and updates for your character. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you might not receive this information. Prime Gaming drop is coming. You'll be able to get your hands on 3 Umbral chests, so make sure you grab that those goodies from February 6th and on until obviously the next one. On January 30th, there is a scheduled maintenance. So this is going to be going from 9 to 1200 UTC and 1 to 4 PST, 19 to 2200 AEST. So during that downtime, they are expecting for about up to 3 hours. So do keep that in mind. There is the Treasure Hunter calendar, which is starting the 30th, which has started currently. And this will be ending the 31st, which is Contagion. So this is bringing in the Blighted Lands, and you will be assisting Plague Doctors to uncover the infested rewards. And starting the 1st and going through the 5th is Phoenix Rising. So you get some you get Phoenix lamps, basically. Patch notes, community hit list. So we're starting up there. We have the storing noted items in the herb bag will no longer exceed the herb limit of the bag. Reduce the font size of long quest names that overlapped the wiki guide button in the top right corner of the quest interface. Added the quick guide option text to this wiki button to make it clear what it does. Runes in Phase 7 of the Zamorak encounter will once again heal above their max HP on death. Values have been slightly adjusted to account for the solo mode having half rune HP, to reduce the chance of the double killing runes. Christmas, they removed the super Flouse full stop in the Collington's Ember's name, and removed the Christmas area from Burthorpe. Necromancy. They fixed an issue where necromancy attacks were incorrectly being considered as a weakness for Raziel, the first necromancer, granting a higher base hit chance than intended. Increase the penalty for the necromancy equipment when used with conjunction with equipment from other styles to better reflect the intention of necromancy sitting outside the combat triangle. Necromancy weapon while wearing melee armor, or melee weapon while wearing necromancy armor. By the way, you can just keepsake some of that, and then you can just do that however you want. Graphical animation. Fix an issue where some bones were floating in the air in the Edgeville dungeon, making them inaccessible. Fix an issue within the misplaced top half of the machinery in the Polnovich Slayer dungeon. Fix an incorrect examine text in the graphical updated Edgeville dungeon. The hedge near the small house in the Legends Guild has been moved to prevent clipping through the wall. The retro gathered skirt no longer stretches when dual wielding crossbows. The Equus Archer arm guards no longer stretch when using a specific combination of cosmetics. Stretching does not occur when using both the Tith calculated gloves and the Infernal Cerberus folds overrides. The Coliseum jacket belt is not stretching when using the home teleport. Fix a stretching issue with the Krill's God Crusher leg armor that sometimes occurred when balancing on the Serenity post. Some issues with wood cutting animations have been fixed. The ticket vendor no longer stands inside the rock in Remington. Removes the forest walk tiles at the farm in Falador. Small visual adjustments have been made towards the Hero Pass longbows. The polycolors of the Arch Glacier weapons have been updated to more closely match. Fix a clipping issue with the Matryoshka rest override. Two-handed weapon are now aligned with both hands, and the Radiant Crusader outfit is applied. Fix an issue with the Keep of Legends clipping through the male character models. The drinking horn no longer changes to a beer stein when walking with it. A graphical issue with the Dragonkin chat heads has been fixed. Fix an issue with Rowena's chat head. Fix an issue with the Junkin Traveler's Wand override where it would not move along with the player while sheathed. Fix an issue where the dismissed animation for the Lovebug and Lovebird pets. The banana overrides can no longer be sheathed. The Abyssal Orb is now correctly held within the player's hand. Fix an animation issue that would occur with the Angry Walk override when certain bosses' clothing items were used. Fix the brightness on the main hand when weapon while died using the Aurora die. Game Jam. Several decimal separators have been added across the game. Several typos and other mini text issues have been fixed across the game. Whenever the effect of the Dark Faucet of Luck doubles the Clues Casket, the players will now also receive a chat message in case they miss the object due to being too fast. The portable fairy rings and the Spirit Tree Rerouter are no longer erroneously referred to as a fairy ring teleporter and Spirit Tree teleporter. Messages about the Grand Seed Pod have become info boxes to be less intrusive. The examine option of the waterfall fishing teleport has been changed slightly. One of the easy clues has been changed to acknowledge the existence of 2 squires in the White Knight Castle rather than 1. And in general, they added support for the movement abilities such as Surge and Dive with the Ancient Awakening instances. Note that these abilities were already supported within the combat arena and still are. If you have PvP enabled and then enter the wilderness, the warning pop-up now tells you that you can speak to Vala in Edgeville to opt out. The clock has been moved closer to the battery icon on mobile. Smithing interface upgrades have yellow highlights on their info box. Currency handling has been changed to allow all oddments and reward shops currencies to cap out without going negative Furthermore, any remainder will be placed in the player inventory if it is capped out in that currency. The tier of the Robin Hood tunic is now correctly displayed as in its tooltip. Updated Ellen Enters cape store, where the max scaled so that the necromancy capes appear after the magic and mining capes. The player-owned house enchant tablets now work with certain gemstones. Updated the destroy message for the penance master horns. It will now point you to the correct commander Conad as a barbarian assault to reclaim. Players no longer obtain the divination fragments when they already own the elder divination outfit set. The typo has been fixed for the Cyrenaic chaps and the elite Cyrenaic chaps. Fixed the pathing issue with the ogre and the century of war. Fix a pathing issue with the ogre spit roast at the Field of Hills. Don't know what the heck I just said. The scroll of cleansing will now correctly inform the player about the material that was saved when runecrafting potions. Fix an issue with Drizel's name appearing incorrectly during the Priest and Peril quest. When burning corrupted magic logs on a portable brazier, the accompanying chat message will no longer mention Protean logs. The building status of the chapel in Fort Thorntree will no longer show a tier higher than tier 3. The Shattered Worlds Equip Me chat box now stays unchecked as any preset other than current is selected. Fix the Dragor Longswords, Soul and Aurora, and the Flaming Sword enchantment to be connected and line up with one another. The icon for their perfect build when building the lodestone and side gate on the fort has been removed as there's no perfect build option for them. Players can now interact with the miniature evil tree after relogging. Fix an issue with the power boost potions not having an elongated cooldown for some players affected by the login lockout. Fix an issue that allowed the economy building for dummies book to be equipped in a player's main hand slot via the bank. Fix an issue that blocked the option to rotate the camera within the livid farm area using keybinds. The treasure rest animation should no longer display incorrectly customization interface. Updated the Scrimshaw's buff to no longer have incorrect information about its duration. Corrected a typo related to archaeology skill inside the Nodon Hibernatorium. Textual references to Mandrith being an Edgeville has been corrected. The tooltip info about the empty familiar ability slot has been updated. An issue where the duplicate locations would be shown when exiting via Death's Hourglass has been fixed. Remove the extra offhand weapon, the dagger, or a Chaos Witch Channeler, which just leaves the skull. Blue Dragon skills can now be banked by the side of the corridor. A typo in the Examine of Raksha idol has been fixed. Added a tooltip that states when the player doesn't have enough room in their backpack while hovering over the claim button for Treasure Hunter, choose your prize window. A typo in the Praetor's Log page 3 has been fixed. Fix a typo within the weekly progress reward screen in the challenges UI. The buff bar now updates when a prayer/curse is being disabled by a creature. The examine option for Diego's item retrieval service and now correctly displays the examine text of items. Updated the prize information for Protean memory and plank when on Treasure Hunter to be more reasonable their actual functionality. The player is now able to use WASD keys to move the camera while transmogrified into Moea. The name of Tiny Protean Pack is now consistent in places where it is mentioned. Fix an issue that prevented the giant Choppa familiar from dealing damage to a target or targets when the explode scroll is used. The We've Come a Long Way achievement is now correctly locked behind 90 necromancy requirement. Fix an issue where the quest journal was not always linking to the correct quest when checking, when clicking on a quest prerequisites. Turkey Book and Magical Bunny Notepaper, which loaded their holiday event information into a quest journal, now hide their inoperable wiki. Overview and history buttons. The option to change hero pass missions is no longer available when interacting with Bizwax. Corrupted Snipe and Corrupted Sonic Wave can now be rotated with the animation preview window. Sprout Pet of Season is now correctly named in the chat box message when unlocking the pet. Fixed typos and inconsistencies in the music track to unlock hints. Updated some inconsistent spellings of Artifact within the Ancient Awakening quest. The Botanist Workbench's labeling is now consistent across all tabs. If a player is doing the tutorial and buys keyed package with Death Touch darts, they will no longer be told to move to a safe area to claim them. They will be asked to complete the tutorial first. Removed an extra option from the mobile destroy prompt message. That is finally it for patch notes, guys. Oh, a lot of patch notes. And then up next we have Community Showcase. First up we have the Mortal Axeman showing off the Necronium's Wrath, which is pretty cool armor set. And Ninth Cloud Art is showing a little bit of more of the city of in a different way. And this is a Bunda 77 with a regal portrait. Very nice. Then we have some screenshots here. One from Captain Dacia in Port Sarum. Kind of has a ghost town nightly appeal to it. And then Kleptomama is feeling a little blue in the city of as you can see right there, they're down by the shore there. And then we have the Pink Skirt player events, and the first one is going to be the Cowfight King, hosted by Mercy and Dog Titan, Saturday, February 3rd at 1300, World 35. Location is the exiled Cowfight Hive. FC is Dog Titan. Town Square Q&A, hosted by Princess Ray. Date and time is Saturday, February 3rd at 2300 game time. World 3 for the location is Barak West Bank. And in case you missed it or want to get involved in it, there is a Great Gillinor Race, which is a free-to-play edition. But if you are interested, grab the Learner Events role in the official RuneScape Discord and sign up with the host from provided in the pins of Learner Event discussion. So do check that out if you are learning the game especially, but also if you just want to have a bit of fun. But that'll be everything for this week, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with the patch notes. And until next time, later, guys.